Well, today I'm here at the Goodyear Loft with artist Julia Schoenstrom. Julia, welcome to Dallas
Thank
Social
you.
Cafe. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you about your beautiful art. And tell me a little bit about what it means to be a figurative artist.
Well, figurative painter is basically that you love to paint the human form, have a passion for it, and like for me, for instance, I love to paint describe the anatomy and the complexity of the human form, and to put that into complex compositions where people like humans interact together, and where they almost like create patterns and they flow into the background and they kind of like transcend into colors. And
I also read that you're from Sweden originally, and then you studied in Florence, Italy. Tell me about your time as a student and coming from Sweden and going to Italy and then coming to the United States.
Oh yes, well, I was in my 20s when I decided to follow my passion, my dream in art, and to become a professional painter. And I just did, I went to different art schools in Sweden, and I just felt like not satisfied with all the knowledge. I felt like I wanted to achieve everything I wanted to achieve. So it just took me to Florence, Italy, and there was a great school called the Florence Academy of Art. And there you just met other artists from all over the world. It was wonderful there.
And while you were there, you met your husband.
Yes.
And he was from the United States, from California. So tell me about your arriving here and coming to Dallas and choosing Dallas as a destination to be an artist.
Yes, it was friends of my husband from California that they had moved here a few years earlier, and after Italy we were really 365 degrees. We couldn't go anywhere in the world. We were talking about Brazil, Barcelona, Sweden. It's too cold.
And then Texas.
For me, so no, it was my husband who took me here, and when I arrived, people were so warm and welcoming, and it was something I'd never experienced in my life before. People later said, this is your new home. And they made sure
Texas hospitality.
that I was going to feel like this is your home. So so I just loved it, and we stayed.
So Julie, we've been talking about your work, and this is one of your works in progress. So tell me a little bit about this piece.
Yes, so this is my first figurative composition, and I started it when I was 31, and I wanted to just be creative and just throw myself out there and do something completely challenging and different. I did a few different sketches, and I decided to do Cupid and Psyche. And this is the story of when Psyche discovers that her lover is Cupid, and he has to escape. So he flies up in the air, and she grabs him by the foot, and he pulls her up, and they're actually flying in the air. And so I thought it was a bit fun, the actual happening of the thing.
I always love to hear from the artist, to talk to them about what their views are and what they're trying to portray in each piece that they do. So thank you for sharing this with us. And I just want to thank you for taking the time today to talk with me. I'm very excited that you're in Dallas and to see your work. It's beautiful. And I just think that I hope more and more people will come to know you through this show and through other things you're doing. And thank you for being involved with the Communities Foundation as well. That's a real blessing for us. So,
well, thank you.
We'll be right back on Dallas Social Cafe. Well, today, as part of our artist series, I'm speaking with portrait artist AraDona. AraDona, welcome to Dallas Social Cafe.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about you. I know from reading about you that you're from California originally.
Yes.
But you kind of came into being an artist in your teenage years. So tell me a little bit about what, up until that point, you were doing and how you decided to become an artist.
Well, I kind of go back. I used to be in martial art for till I was 15, and I used to draw just like every other kid. All my classmates and people in school, they all thought I had some sort of a drawing ability, but it wasn't anything that I thought, okay, I want to be an artist. So not until I was 15 when I actually decided to let go of everything and just dedicate myself to the art world.
So then from there, you went to study. Where did you go to study?
Florence Academy of Arts in Florence, Italy. And I won a couple of scholarships that helped me pay for the tuition in that school. And yeah.
Why would you go there? I don't know that much about art school, so tell me what's different in Florence and why would you choose that school?
Well, I think there've been a lot of there've been several schools that I was actually that I got a scholarship to, and one was in South California, and one was in Venice, and one was in Florence. So I was like, okay, well, I had to, I guess, choose which one was closer to being a classical artist, because there's great art education out there, but I think when it comes down to classical training, it kind of narrows down to a fewer schools. So I chose the one that I thought would be the best for, classical artists.
As a portrait artist, are you mostly commissioned for work, or do you own things? How does it work? What kind of works do you do?
Well, I used to. I've been actually doing portrait commissions since I was 15. But then after Florence, I started doing my own work. It was still related portrait figurative, but it wasn't so much as composition as much as it was about telling stories about people, about the surrounding, all within the portrait, not outside.
I also see that you've painted some very famous people.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, and one recently that you were just telling me about.
Yeah, actually it was, I was fortunate enough to paint from live Barry Corbin. And so what I did was I met him. He's a very sweet guy. So he sat and posed for me, and I did a very rough sketch. Took it back home, kind of completed just a little bit, and then I went back and painted the rest from live.
Thank you again for talking to me today, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the time, and love being in your studio down here near Fair Park. It's a beautiful space, and we've really had a nice time talking to you.
Thank you.
So thank you for being with us today. Again, on Dallas Social Cafe.